Welcome to Artistry. I am thrilled to have this super special guest, not only because they are phenomenally talented, but they are hilarious, have so much heart. We'll talk more about how I got the chance to meet them. But without further ado, please join me in welcoming Hamama Bushra to Artistry.
Hello, Farah. Thank you so much for such a lovely introduction.
Oh, you make it easy. I think my cheeks are going to hurt by the time this conversation is over, if not in the midst of it. I just find myself smiling around you endlessly and laughing and all the things. Yes.
Mine
Um,
are already hurting.
but so that said, I have to, of course, qualify how we even met, which it was 2023, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it was towards the end of the year. Does
Was
that
it
sound right?
23 or 21?
Oh gosh, that feels like so long ago. No, I didn't go to Pakistan in 21. I
Then
was there in 22,
okay, then 22.
maybe N 22.
22. Yeah.
Yes. So that's it. So I was in Pakistan, and as we heard in your introduction, well, you are still living, you're still in Kansas City, right?
Yeah, I'm in
Yes.
Kansas.
Yes. So both of us, I'm in the Bay Area. We're both in the US. You were born and brought up in Pakistan, in Lahore specifically, right?
Yes.
Well, I remember landing in Pakistan that particular trip. My dear aunt, my father's cousin, who is who I stay with when I'm in Karachi, somebody I look up to for so many reasons. She herself is a brilliant artist, dancer, arts lover, supporter, patron, you name it. Uh, she said to me, even though I was in a bit of a daze, having arrived that day, she said, "Do you want to go with me to a show at Canvas? I believe this was a Canvas
Kansas.
gallery,
Yep.
right,
Yep.
in
Yep.
Karachi." And I said, "Sure, why not? I always trust her choices."
Yeah.
So I said, "Let's go." And there was a phenomenal show, which was you alongside two of your sisters. All three of you are artists. You were each showing your respective artistry,
Mhm.
and I just absolutely fell in love with the work that you do. And we can see some of it for those who are listening and watching the video of this conversation. You could see that artwork behind you. We're certainly going to talk more about it. Mine is a bit blurred, but I even have one right here in my background, which we'll talk about that piece too. All of that said, that is how I got to meet you. We even, I think, saw each other the next day because Naila Mahmood hosted that event as well, invited me. That's where I think I got to
Oh,
chat with
yes.
you more,
Yes. Yes.
right?
And then we met in Lahore.
And that was the best. That
Yeah.
was awesome.
Oh, yes.
We just said,
For
let's get
breakfast.
coffee, let's get breakfast. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think both of us could have had that breakfast go into lunch, into dinner, into the
Dinner.
next day. It
And
was,
next day lunch, breakfast.
yes. And
Yep, absolutely.
yeah. And here we are finally making this conversation happen, which I am so excited about.
I am too
Yeah.
so excited to
Yeah.
see you and have a conversation with you. I'm thrilled.
Yeah. And I know even this, like that breakfast, is not going to be enough time, even to talk about you and your artistic journey and all the things, because it is really just phenomenal to watch you at work and respond to current times as well as bring a deep sense of nostalgia through your work. There's so much. Again, we're going to get into it, but I'm going to put a little pin in that. And what I love to do is actually start, for lack of a better word, at the beginning, your
Mhm.
origin story. I already mentioned you were born in Pakistan, but tell me a little bit more about your personal history, family history, growing up in Pakistan. And we do not need to rush to the present. We'll get there.
Okay. Okay. So, Farah, I was born, raised in Lahore, Pakistan. We are four sisters, including me. Like I have three sisters, and we all are into art. So, since my oldest sister got married a little early, she couldn't, but she's also very artistic. So, I wouldn't
Hmm.
say that she hasn't done, but professional this by profession taking art as a profession. We three did, and I went to NCA, and
Hmm.
I graduated in. I have my degree in graphic design. So I'm
Okay.
trained as a graphic designer. I'm
Yeah.
not a paint. I wasn't trained as a painter, and
Mm.
I worked when I was in Pakistan. I worked in advertising agencies. And when I came to America after marriage, um, I, since in Pakistan, like when I was a student, we didn't have computers. So we would,
Mm.
paint manually. We use our hands, we hand
Yeah.
posters, logos, ads,
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
calligraphy. Yeah, everything we did it
Yeah.
with hand. Yeah. So when I came here, I'm like, I don't have any portfolio. I don't know how to do
Mm.
art. So I went into art history then, and very slowly my kids were in school. I have two girls, so they went to school, and I started school too.
Amazing.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I did my prerequisites and I did my master's, and I got enrolled in PhD program as well. And the university I went to, UMKC, they cut the budgets, the art department.
Mm.
It was interdisciplinary now. We couldn't do PhD in art history. So it was like all over again. And by that
Oh,
time, I got a little exhausted, I
yeah.
wanted to do something with my hands. Somehow my inner artist was like very, yeah, it was
Like
uh,
restless?
restless.
Huh.
Exactly, restless. So I was like, what do I do? Should I go into ceramics? I want to do something with my hands, something with my hands. So
Yeah.
but then, I then went back to graphic design. I
Hmm.
started learning, computer graphics. I did some logos. I did some graphic work, but it was frustrating because obviously I didn't know the language of computer, you know. Um, so out of frustration, I would just hand draw anything that I want to
Hmm.
do in the computer. I would just hand draw. And then COVID happened.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
during that time, I started painting. Uh, yeah, that was when I started drawing. And as I told you, my other sisters are also artists, so I
Yeah.
would share my drawings with that group, sisters group, and they encouraged me. They
Oh,
like, don't stop, keep doing, keep doing.
yeah.
And then my older sister, remember the one in California, Daisy?
Yes, yes, yes.
She kept pushing me. She's like, um, submit your work to the galleries, do this, do that. And
Awesome.
I didn't know what it meant to submit my work. And she would
Hmm.
keep pushing me, but I didn't know what she's saying. But then, there's galleries call for artwork,
Yeah.
and you submit your online, and if they accept your work, then you ship it to the gallery. So I'm
Right.
like, how do I ship it? And it was very complicated for me. So I would just,
Sure.
yeah, I would
It
just let
became in your
go.
mind like an obstacle, like,
Yeah, it was.
give
So
up,
I just
okay.
ignored.
Yeah.
So one time there was one which was in Kansas, very close to my house. I'm like, okay, I can hand deliver.
Yeah.
So, so I submitted and they accepted my work. I took it there, and that was the first time I submitted my
Oh,
work over here.
there you
And
go.
I got so excited. I took my friend and let's go and see that exhibition. And the lady over there,
Yeah.
she said, oh, you know what? Don't be surprised if you next time when you come and your painting is gone, because a lady was very interested in.
Ah.
You know what I thought? I'm like, Americans are too sweet. They like, they like. I didn't believe. I'm like, okay, thank you, but I didn't. And lo and behold, like that lady not just bought that, she asked for more. She bought four more paintings.
Wow, there you
And
go.
then I submitted galleries in, locally. And then I also won. a prize and then
Yes.
became a member. And then I got a call from a gallery from Lahore. I submitted my work there. And then Canvas reached
Yeah, in Karachi.
Karachi because they, organized this exhibition of all three of us. And then the next solo was in Chowkandi in Karachi. And then, so I
Very
would
good.
say that I'm only like 3, 4 years old artist.
Yeah.
So it was, I think, I don't know, it was in me. How did it come? I have no clue. Even now, when I paint, honestly, when once I'm done, I'm like totally detached. I don't feel
Ah,
this is my work. Don't say anything.
wow.
I'm like, I look at it as an artwork too. And I'm
Hmm.
like, I'm with the among the audience, and I'm like criticize,
Ah, I love that.
compliment, or whatever. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it is
Ah.
quite a interesting journey because
Hmm.
every experience is so far, it's like for the first time it was new and unique for me because I just started. So first
Yeah.
time gallery experience, or mm, another thing happened, when I started painting and I posted my I started painting portraits, faces. I loved faces. So I
Hmm.
just uh, painted a face and I put it on Facebook, and someone asked
Oh,
me,
yeah.
someone said, I want to buy it. I'm like, buy it? You can take it. Well, so that was kind of, so for a long time, imposter
Yeah.
syndrome. I didn't
Yeah.
believe that, why would anyone buy it? But now I'm like trying to convince myself that, okay, people like my work, and
Yes.
I paint something. Yeah, I
Beautiful.
from
I
my,
love that. I
yeah.
love that. Let's go ahead. We'll take our first pause here. Welcome back to Heartistry. This is Farah Yasmin Sheikh, and I am speaking today with Hamama Bushra and hearing a little bit about your journey. And um, there's so many things that you were saying that I want to respond to, but what I'm also just curious about is even, you mentioned even yourself and two of your sisters, all four artistically inclined, but the fact that three of you really followed this path of art. I'm curious to know, were there others, your parents or others in your family that were artists as well? How did those seeds even get planted to explore these through your education and then professionally?
Yeah, so this is a very good question because we also, I think we realized it later because um, from my mother, I have a big family from both
Hmm.
my mother and father side. And my mother, like I have so many mamus, my mother's, but even my mother could draw like on books, newspaper. She would have face drawn,
Hmm.
eyes drawn. She would
Yeah.
sketch. So, and my most of my mamus, they could draw, paint, color very nicely. They would also do knitting, and so there was this artistic streak
Yeah.
in my mother's side, but also in my father's side because
Okay.
my chacha was a great photographer, and
Hmm.
although they weren't into art drawing, but they have aesthetics. Like my taya, he was, you could say, fashion designer. Like he had
Hmm.
his tailor's shop, and his suits were always so very well dressed. He would design his own things.
Yeah.
So I think we got it from our parents from both sides.
Yeah.
But interesting thing is that we never thought that it is something special or unique, or this is inherent, or this is some. this is a talent that we have. Even when we went to art school, we thought that, at least I thought that, we all can, drawing, painting is not something, uh, in art school, I'm sure everyone can do, and it was nothing special.
Mm,
But later I realized that it doesn't mean, if you're in art school, it doesn't mean that you can draw very well, because there were
yeah.
people who could not draw. So
Yeah.
it was God given something in,
Mm,
yeah. So
yeah. And I think, it's different degrees of there's I'm assuming I actually am not able to draw at all, right? But there's different ways that somebody can either just really create just from having seen something and or looking at it in the moment and
Mhm.
sketching. There's all these different ways that people can approach it, I imagine, which also shows just the range, the diversity and range and
Oh
skill,
yeah, absolutely,
right?
absolutely, yeah. There's one, it's a creative side, and there's one skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, skill you can acquire, but that aesthetics and that creativity you cannot really teach. You
Yeah.
have to have it in you. Yeah.
Totally. It's same thing with dance, right? Like you can be a good dancer and student and be somebody can choreograph on you, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're a strong choreographer yourself.
Uh,
Or same thing, you can be a strong performer, doesn't mean you're necessarily a great dance teacher, right? So these skills are very nuanced in that way.
100%. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So, you show in this gallery, there's interest in your work, purchasing it, therefore. So, at what point, even showing in Karachi when I met you, at what point were you, maybe prior to then, maybe that was it, but when did you say, okay, this is where I'm going to put my energy and develop this as, a career, a profession, do you consider it that? Is it still something that just gives you a lot of joy? Has monetizing it changed that for you? Anything in that respect? I guess starting with, when did you know this was something you wanted to consciously put your time and energy into?
Oh, yeah. So honestly, art history, I love knowledge. I love to learn.
Mm,
It was like I loved it when I had to read so much. I acquired so
mm.
much knowledge about Mughal art.
Yeah, I saw that. Yes.
Yeah, but it was always, to be honest, it was always a struggle.
Mm,
I, I'm I'm not scholarly person, because I'm not focused. I think I've just saying it, ADHD. I'm like, I cannot concentrate. So
mm.
uh
Yeah.
I knew that it's a struggle, although
Mm,
I loved reading and do I loved it, but I knew it's very hard for me. I don't enjoy writing about it,
mm,
or writing a paper, collecting thoughts, and focused writing. I could not do it. It was very, very hard.
mm,
And then, in a way, I was so glad that the budgets were cut, and the
mm.
PhD program they cancelled.
Huh.
You could only do interdisciplinary, so I had to add another um, discipline to it. And
Huh.
so I kind of got bored. I'm like, now, so it would have been easier if I had to continue the subject I was working on. I did
Yeah.
so much research on two Mughal paintings, which are
Mm,
with Nelson-Atkins. So mm, I've done a lot of thorough research, but then they said you can't do it because the whole album is in the two folios from my Jahangir's album. So the
yeah.
whole album is in Iran. I cannot go there. So there were complications.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So meanwhile, I'm like, I also got bored because my professors, few left, then retired. I had Recpo with them, and then like starting all
Yeah.
over, I was already exhausted. So I'm like, I can
Sure.
do it. And then this COVID
Mm,
happened.
yeah.
And then the moment I started drawing. I
Mm.
picked up the pencil after 25, 30 years,
Yeah.
and I never felt that there was a gap.
Mm.
I think it was always inside of me. It was, so when I started drawing, I think I was suppressing that desire to draw, paint for all these years, that it just, but I
Yeah.
was like, yeah. So
Mm.
the it I never consciously thought that this is it. I When I started with full commitment, a commitment in a way that my heart was all into it, whatever I was doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I still feel the same, except now I don't feel that freedom that I can do,
Mm.
I feel like doing, I can do that. Now, I have an exhibition. So I'm focused, okay, I have to create as many,
Yeah.
to do this. So I'm just painting, but I'm so looking forward to coming back and painting something that I want to paint. I have so many ideas that I want
Yeah.
to try, explore. So that's the
Yeah.
only drawback, that
Sure.
now people know me, they expect me to work certain way, and I've lost the privacy that I had with myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, that makes perfect sense. And I think about that similarly again in dance, but really for so many artistic endeavors, right? You get known for something, and it's not just about maintaining a standard, it's also even, um, oh, now this is what I'm known for, and kind of become recognized and respected for. So if I veer from that, is
Yeah.
that, and or frankly, then there's also the other side of it of, I know I have conversations even sometimes with my husband where he'll say, you might want to consider not leaving that, but expanding beyond it, whether it's thematic or topical or, something like that. And then I'll push back and say, well, that's me. I have to be authentic to myself. But then that voice in my head is like, oh God, he's right, so it is the push
Exactly.
pull of both.
Exactly. I hear you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've only explored, acrylics on canvas. I wanna add, thread, fabric,
Mm.
and change my visuals, my subject. I don't know what, but I wanna play with
Yeah.
more ideas and materials.
Yeah.
And another thing I tell you, that, I'm so isolated. I wake
Mm.
up, my bedroom now is my studio. So the office that I had is now my bedroom. So when I
Love that.
when I wake up from that door, I see painting the canvas. So I come straight here and I start painting. So I
Yeah.
paint the whole day if I don't have anything else.
Yeah.
And I don't mind. My daughter is like, "Amma, you need to get out. Did you go out today?" So, but
Yeah.
uh, so I've only explored acrylic. So now I have so much material. Yeah. So I was saying that in isolation, when you're with a group, there's a guild, you meet other artists, you
Yeah.
learn from them too about the
Sure.
material. I want to do something, but I don't know what, and then I don't know how.
Hmm.
Material, as I told you, I'm just a little artist. I haven't really explored new things yet, and
Yeah.
I do want to do printing. I do want to do fabric. I want to play with material, but let's see. When I come back,
Yeah.
I have ideas, so if I'm able to.
There
So,
you go. We could get on a Zoom. So you won't feel in isolation. I'll be in my dance studio. You be in your art studio. We'll work together.
oh yeah, definitely. And I was also thinking, maybe you're dancing. I was thinking that your backdrop stage, maybe panels of your different poses, or whatever
Ah,
they, maybe panels for your stage or
Oh
something
my
like
God.
that, right?
Yes. Yes. Look at
Yeah.
a collaboration in the making.
Yeah. Because when we discussed it before,
Yeah.
I couldn't kind of think, but now getting ready for this, I had
Mhm.
this in my mind and I was thinking about you, and I'm like,
Oh,
I could visualize these
yeah.
long panels of your, elongated in your kind of your whatever you call it,
Yeah.
mudras or style.
Yeah. Yeah. The hastak, the mudra, the karant. Yeah. Oh, I would love it. Let's
So
do
nice.
it.
Yeah.
Well, let's take our second pause here, but I am definitely coming back to this idea, if not in this
Okay.
conversation, a separate one for sure.
Okay.
Welcome back to Heartistry. This is Farah, and we're speaking today with Hamama Bushra. And, we've been talking about sort of, again, you're reflecting as well as thinking about how and where you may want to explore in different aspects of your medium, but in ways that you haven't. And yet, one of the things you mentioned, or we were talking about, is again, you have become known for a very particular style.
Mhm.
And again, I remember going to the exhibition that I did and getting introduced to that, again, being alongside Hurianti, my aunt, and she was giving me a little context to some of your work, like a little backstory, if you will. But I would love to know, in your words, how you came. We see these prints, and again, we'll talk about this one that I have on my wall. But we see these pieces of art. We definitely see a thread in the way they do. Your style is very recognizable in all the best ways,
Mhm.
but in addition to the style itself, I don't know if I'm using the correct words, but the subject, the intent, the vision behind it, especially the ones with women in it. Often there's a book in the scene, if you will. I would love for you to talk a little bit about that. So anybody that has seen your work gets that sort of backstory, and or anybody that hasn't is even that much more inclined to take a look.
Okay, so as I told you, I started during COVID,
Yeah.
and it was also that time, remember political unrest,
Yeah.
there was a shift.
Gosh, that sounds
New
very familiar to present day, but yes.
Our new president, and there was
Yes.
first time, and I was introduced to social media, and through social media, there was a huge women's march, remember?
Yeah, yeah. January 21st, 20 I guess COVID, that's right. That was 2020. Yeah.
Around that time there
Yeah.
was huge this women's march, and there
Yeah.
was uproar,
Yeah.
and simultaneously in Pakistan too. So
Right.
I wasn't aware, like politically, I wasn't very aware, Pakistani or American. And also I grew up in a very, you can say, progressive family, very
Mm-hmm.
relaxed atmosphere. Although I grew up when
Mm.
Zia
In
was
power.
in power. So um, there was a cultural shift, but obviously I didn't realize because we were young when Zia came, and we grew up when he was in power, so we didn't know any difference.
Mm.
But um, but as a young girl, then grown up, they were I could see, but I accepted, that women are supposed the role of woman. I accepted it because I
Mm.
thought that that's a culture,
Mm.
although I would question, but never. I was not a confrontational type or
Mm.
rebellious, but things would, like, I would question why is it, but I accepted everything. It is only when this during COVID, this outcry, this women started they came out, they voiced their whatever issues they
Yeah.
had. That's when I realized that that the issue wasn't what I
Mm.
used to think. They are actually the issues women face in every society, be it
Yeah.
Pakistan or India, Pakistan or America. Women are being objectified, they are suppressed, they are looked upon as like second
Yeah.
less
Yeah.
than men. So th- um, so it affected me. And then again, as it was COVID, I was isolated. I had just got a cat and I would read.
Mm.
So I think I reflected myself, and I'm like, women, there was also some personal changes too. So I'm like, woman can be sufficient,
Yeah.
self-sufficient, she doesn't have to be dependent on anyone. In our culture they say, oh, once you're married, they think that
Yeah.
happiness is also your partner is going to bring
Yeah.
happiness or independence or some um, uh, value to your existence.
Mm.
And that's it. All those things, I question, and I broke those ideologies or that mindset that I grew up with. and
Yeah.
and I realized that, and I wasn't doing it consciously. It was only when people would point out,
Mm.
then I would think that probably this is how I'm thinking, that
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm so happy being by myself with my cat and with my book and with my cup of tea. What else?
Yeah.
I mean, so that's how the journey started. And then also, I say, I've mentioned it before, that I believe that um, woman is a construct that exists in
Mm.
every gender.
Mm.
So there's a woman in
Mm.
every man as well. So when
Yeah.
they say, oh, you don't paint man, you paint a man like a, like, I'm not painting a man. It's a celebration. I celebrate because
Mm.
woman, I think, is a universe, is a complete thing because she can procreate.
Yeah.
So man, I celebrate. I locate that celebration in a man too. So that's why I paint male, all my men like that too. So it was my person. You need to pause.
No, no, no. I'm
Okay.
good.
So I started painting, not consciously. I'm like, why can't, actually I questioned that, why cannot, that was another thing when, I don't know, you are so young, but when I was
I
little,
laugh.
when I was little, like I told you, we have a big family. So my
Mhm.
mother, every year when I was 6, 7, 10, 12, every
Yeah.
year I had like 3, 4 cousins, were born. So big family.
Yeah.
And we always wore the same, these frocks, be it a male, female, whoever, boy,
Yeah.
girl, grew up wearing frocks. So when I came here, that was the first time I'm like, for men
Huh.
and women, boys, girl, pink, blue, those divisions.
Yeah.
And I used to buy my clothes from men's section because I liked the colors, I liked the cut, because women are always fitted, always
Yeah.
these. And I was like a tomboy, and I didn't like those soft colors. I liked
Hmm.
and blacks and browns.
Yeah.
Uh, and then, when you start questioning, especially in isolation, when when no one is talking, you're talking to yourself the whole
Sure.
day.
Yeah.
So that was another thing, like, why I then questioned that this is inherent, if you
Mm.
go back in time,
Yeah.
human being, the adoration and self, what decoration, it's inherent. So I'm like,
Right.
why man cannot wear
Absolutely.
paranda, long
Yeah.
hair, jewelry, or heels, whatever.
Yeah.
So I enjoy painting it. That's why I do that. If I maybe if I didn't enjoy, I would have painted my women as dressed up as men. So I
Uh,
never. Since I enjoy and I love that culture, that decoration, the flowers, mehndi. It's a
yeah.
celebration of life.
Yeah.
So I paint it as a celebration of life, as a celebration of just being, not male, female, but of course, yeah. So that's my.
Yeah. Yeah. No, beautiful. Well, I remember, I think it was this year when I was in Pakistan. Oh, sorry, we're in 26 now. So in 2025, I was there. And, again, you and I had met a couple years prior but have stayed in touch sometimes on WhatsApp,
Yeah.
more on Instagram.
Uh-huh.
And I had just made a post of a previous collaboration I had done with a clothing line in Pakistan. It was Mando. And there was a
Oh,
photo that I posted, and that inspired you to create the work that's sitting behind me and even behind you on your wall.
oh
And
yes.
it was this shoot where they had me in one of their kurtas. I was sitting, it was an outdoor shoot, and I was putting my kongru on, and they had got me the lovely flowers. What do you call the
Gajra.
wristlets?
Gajra.
Yes, gotcha. Thank you. So I was wearing those and putting it on, and you created this piece which is reminiscent and has hints of that. And I just remember being so thrilled to see that. And now anytime anybody literally walks in my house, they're like, "Oh, see, it even got a thumbs up on my screen." They're like, "Wait, that's Kongru." And then I get to tell them the story is this is, my friend's work, and she does amazing work in general, and saw this shot. And I've seen you also do things that are really honoring women of past and present, as far as, known individuals from Pakistan, some not from Pakistan. You do things that, again, are very responsive to current times. You did one recently, I think just a couple weeks ago, a beautiful one where you can see that people, the way they're dressed is representative of their culture, and or faith.
Mhm.
And so
Oh yeah.
you,
Uh-huh.
you know the and so these it's very clear that your art is both this proactive medium for you as well as a responsive medium.
Oh
At least
yes.
that's how I interpret it, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
Any
both
Yeah.
in- internal and external.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. As I yeah, sometimes I think that it's such a contrast that I'm in I'm a very social person. I love people. When I
Mm.
meet people, I'm like I get energy from them, but I equally love my isolation. I mean,
Same. I am exactly the same. Extrovert, introvert.
yes.
Totally.
Yeah,
Mm.
so when I'm by myself, I'm like, yeah, I paint my inner whatever I'm thinking, but at the same time, things that affect whatever is happening around in the world. Uh, that I always feel that I cannot express as much as I want to.
Hmm.
But when people see something in that context, then it gives me I feel a little better that at least even if I cannot express so much, there is something they can still see in my paintings and they can connect either
Yeah.
personally or with what is happening around them as well. So
Yeah, it's that, that we hear this phrase a lot. It makes people feel seen.
yeah,
You
yes,
know, it's
yes.
it's you sort of processing your thoughts and feelings through your art is also, I just said this on a stage a couple weeks ago.
Mhm.
I was about to perform Hamde Kinge. And it was right in the midst of like that morning, Alex Preddy had been shot and killed.
Oh, अच्छा.
And and I said on stage that sometimes I'm my art, I sometimes wonder, is it relevant at times like this? Should we instead of being here in this theater, should we be out,
Yeah.
doing things and supporting the people that, to make things right in this world for everybody? And I said, but then I also, yes. And I also know that the arts are what gives us the language, sometimes quite literally in words, such as hum dekenge,
Yeah.
sometimes in visuals, sometimes in just the way music, dance, and other mediums of art can just move somebody, even to the point where it may not be literal, but it's just making them connect with something that just feels, again, makes them
And
feel
make them
seen.
think and be
Yes.
aware.
Question. Yes.
Question. Yeah.
Absolutely.
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 Yeah. Yeah. No, I do believe that. And I definitely feel that. And I think that honestly, it's been so lovely too, to not only, I think that, you know, you might still see yourself as a, in quote, small artist. And I don't even know what how we even measure those things anymore. is
Absolutely.
it is it about the number of followers we have? Is it about, again, the monetization of our work, and therefore what kind of income are we making? What
Mhm.
makes you big? What makes you small? I think the thing that impacts me so much, and what I am loving about, like, I love when I see somebody sharing your post that I would not have otherwise thought that they would have known about your work. They're not
Yeah.
necessarily Pakistani, they're not, but it's made its way in front of them and they're moved by it. And to me, that's because of the authentic
Mm.
approach that you have to what you do, and this like ripple effect impact that it has.
You are absolutely right, Farah, because honestly, yeah, there's no big and small. You
Yeah.
can be different, but there's no yard to measure who's big and small. It's just, but you are right, when people do connect, they write, they comment, then I feel that, I feel good that someone can relate to so many times, two, three times they have written a poem
Mm,
because my painting inspired,
yeah.
or they want. So I
Very
don't know
good.
how to express my gratitude. I feel so humbled, and I don't know. I feel that I'm not doing it. I do not want to take the credit because it's happening, and the idea is to spread love and have connection with people. That's the whole idea. It's not the ownership of something. It's just
Mm,
be able to connect with people, make them feel that you hear them, or they're being seen, or yes, it's for you. It's like spread. It's a pegham-e mohabbat kind of
mm.
thing. Yeah. So yeah,
Ugh,
yeah, so it's very rewarding in that sense. I feel good. Obviously monetary, वो कहते हैं घोड़ा घास से मोहब्बत करेगा तो खाएगा क्या. So obviously you have to sell because you have to survive.
yeah.
But art, I think art doesn't have a price, it has value. So
Mm,
when sometimes you can just you can just, I feel that way sometimes. If I feel connected, I feel that I just want to give that piece to that person, because that person is feeling so much, or recognizing the value of, or connecting with the work. So yeah, I'm still like confused. I'm still not clear, not very professional about being professional.
mm.
But yeah, it's very rewarding when you are seen, and you
Yeah.
make the other person the same way too. Uh,
Yeah.
way.
Yes. I think that last part, we were talking about the viewer, the person seeing your work being seen, but in that process, you also, the artist, feel seen.
Oh,
And
yes.
that is the greatest compliment.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Very well said. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
you mentioned you will be heading to Pakistan again for an exhibition at O Gallery, you said in Lahore,
Oh,
correct?
arts. Oh, art
Oh,
space
Arts. Thank you. Oh, Art Space. Yes, in Lahore.
in Lahore. Yep.
Yes. And is there a particular theme of your work this time? Yeah, how are you approaching this
So
exhibition?
it's after Eid on the 27th. So theme is again, last time when I did, people, they were like three, woman one, woman two, woman three. I made three.
Right.
And people asked for that a lot. So I painted around those. So I painted women, but in mostly all of them are just one woman,
Hmm.
a different background, and few are sitting in a kind of room inside my typical. So yeah, if you see variety in my work, so I think there's variety in that too.
Yes.
But
Yeah. And sometimes it's very subtle variety, and sometimes it's like, whoa. Yeah.
yeah, so I
Yeah.
think it's a subtle. This time it's subtle. Or
Okay.
maybe my friend who visits, she says they are different.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel they are the
true.
same.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you are painting, you're like you can't really tell. You're too close to the to the image, to the painting. So yeah.
Yeah. And
Once they're hanging, then probably I'll be able to say something about it.
yeah.
Right now they are on the floor, one on top of the other. They all look the same, and I'm done. I was initially so excited. Now that I'm done, I'm like, oh my God, what have I done? I don't have enough. It's not enough. I didn't do this. I didn't. So if I look at it, start thinking about, then I get nervous. But
Uh,
now I've done it, so whatever it is,
yeah.
that's all I.
And it seems as though you figured out how to, I know you're going. So per the comments you made earlier about shipping your work and all this, that now when you travel somewhere like Pakistan, if you're going, do you take it with you? Do you ship it ahead of time?
So I paint on loose canvas, then I
Yeah,
roll them and get them framed over there.
there. Got it.
I take it. Oh my God,
Oh,
Farah, I still have PTSD because first time when I was
oh,
going for the canvas, it was during COVID. We had to have our COVID test, and
yes, yes.
yes, so I was only 52 minutes out of that window and I missed my flight.
Oh,
And I had to obviously
whew.
get the ticket. And I still, when I go,
It's
nafal mangti hu. So last time when I went, I was holding, yeah, so it's like I get very, very nervous traveling. Traveling is no more fun for me. And then now
uh,
going to Pakistan also is, so it's,
well, we should make it a point to an upcoming trip, try to sync up. We'll meet somewhere in the States first and we'll fly together.
let's do that.
We'll make it a party on the way there and
Let's
once we
do
arrive.
it. Let's do perfect, perfect. By the way, California is a better place
This
because
is
all the
yeah,
flights. So I think
yeah, you
I
come to me, we'll
yeah,
hang
I'll
out
come to
here.
California and from there we'll go together.
Done, done,
Maybe
done.
we can together we can meet somewhere before going to Pakistan.
Yeah, we could have multiple destinations.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Oh,
Honestly,
I
that
would
would be
love it.
wonderful.
I
Wonderful.
would love all aspects of that. Oh, no, but honestly, it is such a joy. And, I also want to throw back to something that you said earlier. I think the way you said it is you're not scholarly and you don't like to write and things like that. But I have to say, what I also really, what I do really love about social media is it, in all the good ways that it exists in our lives, is it connects people, right? And what I love about often the way you're posting is you're not just sharing your artwork, but your captions and your reflective, that you are writing your thoughts. So I do want to debunk your "you're not a writer" statement.
Yeah, that's what I tell, my scholar kid who is in California.
Right,
That's what
right.
I tell her. If I know something, if I like I'm creating, then I feel I write how I feel, and that sometimes even makes sense to me. And
Natural.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. But I cannot, I told you, gather thoughts consciously. Okay, this I cannot. And initially, as I told you, extempore I can talk, but if I had to kind of formalize something,
Yeah.
then I'm going to blow it up.
No, I
So
hear
yeah,
you.
naturally, sometimes yeah, there are some paintings are there which actually yeah I can write about because
Yeah.
I'm feeling. I tell how I paint that honestly, it's like making out. Painting is like that's how I feel that it's like, and I feel exhausted after that. And the best thing is that the responses, you're gonna get joy out of it.
Yeah.
You know your lover very well.
I love this.
So that's how I feel when I'm painting. And once I'm done, it's like the other, yeah, I become that painting. And then when it's done, I'm like, okay, so that was the thing I was with right now.
Yeah. I love that analysis.
So that's how it is.
Oh,
Yep,
that's great.
yep. So,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Oh, this has been such a joy. I knew it would be. And there's again always so much more, so many places to travel to, so many projects to dream up with you and also
Absolutely.
observe of yours. And yeah, but this was,
Definitely, we have to
yeah,
even if it's not a huge project, maybe
let's do
we
it.
I don't know what, maybe something small for you. You do a small thing and I just do
Yeah.
something. So,
I'm open to any and all, and I'm gonna start getting my wheels
yeah,
turning
yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So we'll save that for another creative conversation.
I still,
I would love it
I
though.
don't know when, but I still have to, I'm going to paint your face because, and I already feel your eyes are going to go out of your face, your big, beautiful eyes. I'm going to
Oh,
paint
not my
a
nose,
big
as I was
liner.
talking about before.
Your nose is so beautiful, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
like this.
love my genes. I'll
Yeah,
take what I was given.
absolutely. And this coca, I want to have that coca too.
Oh,
I don't know if it's
yeah.
gonna, yeah, it's so cute.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have it this time when I,
Do it. I've been trying to talk my 15-year-old into getting her nose pierced. And she,
yeah.
again, because I'm suggesting it, she's like, "Mm."
Oh,
I want
totally
a matching
understandable.
tattoo. I want like all these things, which would otherwise put me in the category of cool mom, but no, no
Oh,
such thing.
oh, yes. I totally understand.
Uh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, until the many next conversations, at least for today, I want to say thank you. Thank you for your time on the podcast. All the best for the trip, the upcoming exhibition, and just so much love and gratitude to and for you.
Thank you so much, Farah. It was lovely as always, and I just can't wait to see you, hug you in person, and
Laugh more.
definitely California. I'm coming, and
Done.
I'm going to see you then.
I can't
Thank you
wait.
so much for inviting me, for having this beautiful conversation over a cup of tea.
Beautiful. I know I ran up against time, so I'm just doing water, but I'm doing it in I love my little stainless
I
steel
love this
cups.
stainless steel. Is
Yeah.
it from Pakistan?
It's just like a desi store in the area.
Oh,
I got
yes,
it.
this is
Actually,
true.
no. This particular one is a gift um, from a friend. She gave these at her mehendi.
Ah,
I believe her father had gotten them in India as like the takeaways
I
for the,
love the
yeah,
stainless steel,
I
this
know.
plates and this from India. Indian
Yeah.
people eat in stain, and we used to do that too
Hmm.
before we became very modern and the colonizers were
Colonization.
always.
Yep. Yes.
So,
Well,
so
again, thank you so
thank you
much.
so much, so much. Thank you so much.